I know.
Press play.
I know how to do it. I just.
They're trying to get exclusive on us. Probably make you have to like download your own like streaming thing just to stream on YouTube or something. I could see that happening.
I don't know if it's that or something else. It says it's called Hangouts on Air is going away August 1st. Go to youtube.com/webcam. So I figure.
That's a downloader. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh. This movie starts off with some hot sex.
I can play the sax
right now with the horror movie.
No, I can't.
And I'm watching one called Lycan right now.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another night of the Horror Syndicate. THS lives. We are one man short tonight, but we are going to deliver an awesome episode for you, and hopefully you can join in and talk to us. Tonight's biggest part we're going to discuss, there are all these new horror movies coming out. I know Rob Zombie dropped his trailer, the legitimate trailer for 3 from Hell, and of course there's a bunch of other horror movies coming out, including Cats. So let's get to it. My name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at the Horror Do, or you can follow me on Facebook at Brian Enright, or you can go to my actors page, Brian Enright. It's a lot of fun stuff. That's on Facebook. Up next, we have Brian Enright. Up next, we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, good evening.
Good evening, guys. And good evening to the boils and ghouls at home. You guys can follow me on Twitter if you do that sort of shit on at zombie_survivor, or I'm on Facebook at Jared Letourneau. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared. And up next, we have award-winning director and Fuhrer of the Horror Syndicate, Ray Merrick. Ray, good evening.
Tonight, I get to be the award-winning director.
That's right.
Yay. You can follow me on Instagram at Razor33. You can find the unparalleled Kickstarter going on now. It's Stellar Odyssey. Do you guys hear that screaming?
A little bit.
Got a werewolf movie playing in the background called Lycan. And there's 2 people starting to have sex, and some fat guy runs out of a barn, and he's got dirty-ass underwear. Why is it that I've noticed that, like, people have dirt?
Because that's the most common thing to do whenever you're having sex.
Anyway,
you always have to have a fat guy coming out of the barn. But I'm glad that you're enjoying it. So we got a bunch of crazy things going on right now. Rob Zombie has finally released his anticipated trilogy, the final part of that trilogy this week, and people are going bananas over it, but I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. But everyone else does. Everyone loves Rob Zombie. I don't know what the deal is anymore. The trailer looked like another hillbilly slasher film, so I don't give a shit. What did you guys think of it?
It's about what I expected, I guess. I noticed there wasn't much of Sid Haig in it, so I'm wondering if he's not going to make it too far. Dude's 80, so I don't know. I'm kind of excited, kind of not excited. It's. I mean, nothing. I don't think anything will beat The Devil's Rejects. That movie was really good. I thought it was. I'm not a gigantic weird Rob Zombie fan or anything like that. I do like those 2 movies, and I liked what's that one?
I actually enjoyed House of a Thousand Corpses a little bit more, but
I liked them both pretty equally. I think about that, and they're both totally different movies.
They are.
House of a Thousand Corpses made me think Rob Zombie should have been the one to remake Texas Chainsaw, but we had that other pile of shit that came out.
You didn't like Devil's Rejects?
No. I'm talking about the Texas Chainsaw remake. That's a pile of shit.
Okay. Yeah, no. Devil's Rejects is cool, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. The one with Jessica Biel's is not bad. It's just the other ones that came after it. I never saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. All in the Family or whatever it's called, with Viggo Mortensen and Ken Furry. I never saw that one. Was that any good?
Leatherface? Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah. The one I'm talking about, though, came out in 2003. and it's a junk pile to me.
Yeah,
it's all about Jessica Biel's body, which is fine. I like that, but I don't like the movie. It's awful. I never did like it. I remember actually that was kind of like one of me and Elizabeth's first dates was seeing that, and I was getting angry watching the movie, but I'm thinking to myself as I'm angry, I'm like, I'm probably blowing this date. But luckily, it didn't. We got married. And I showed her the original. I'm like, this is why I'm so mad. She's like, I still don't get it. Anyway.
So, I mean, I don't think any of us are real Rob Zombie fanboys, air quotes. He's had a couple of lackluster movies recently, like after Devil's Rejects. So, I mean, I'm definitely not like looking forward to it, but I'll still watch it. Just kind of it'll hopefully tie everything together. I don't know if anybody watching has seen the trailer, but I was wondering how the hell they were going to shoehorn the ending of Devil's Rejects into this one, because they totally got killed Bonnie and Clyde style, like 300 bullets.
Yeah, they gave that away in the trailer. Again, giving too much away in the trailers, which has become a thing these days. Let's put as much in the trailer as possible.
Yeah.
So you won't be surprised in the theater.
It just looks like a poor attempt of Natural Born Killers. That's what it reminded me. The trailer for it. It just like Rob Zombie's rendition, Natural Born Killers. Like they escape from prison and they're celebrities, and we've already seen it before. I mean, except for the newer generation. I don't know. I just didn't care for Rob Zombie films after Halloween. Lords of Salem, I really like that one. A lot of people fucking hate it, but
I liked it. It was good till the very end to me. That's my opinion.
Yeah, the ending was interesting. Meg Foster's saggy tits didn't help.
You're already there, buddy.
And I've actually never seen 31, but I heard it's not that great.
Yeah, I have it. I got it for $2. Can't be $2, but this time I overpaid. I couldn't even quickly do that movie. So, of course.
I mean, like, you don't even have to we don't have to talk about Rob Zombie movies, because whenever you're on Facebook, you always see different forums begin in horror groups that just talk about what's Rob Zombie's favorite movie, and the conversation usually goes, Devil Rejects is his best movie, Lords of Salem sucked. And that's like everyone's conversation. Or the second one will be,
or they trash the Halloween movies.
Yeah, they're like, what's better, Rob Zombie's Halloween or John Carpenter's Halloween? And people are like, you're a pussy. John Carpenter's Halloween's way better than Rob Zombie. And that's usually how that thread goes. I mean, there's really no other way around it. I don't know what 3 from Hell is going to do for people. It just looks like a bad Natural Born Killers ripoff.
Yeah, I can see that. Watching the trailer, though, too, it also looked very grainy. But that could have been the look he was going for. Like, it didn't look high def at all. And I can't imagine Sid Haig is going to be in the movie very much.
I noticed that they replaced him with the actor who played the villain in 31. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, names. I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name either, but they showed him walking. Say that again.
Is it Bill Oberst or something like that?
No.
I don't know. I just walked in.
So we got a couple of comments from Facebook land. Here we go. I'll start from the beginning. Will R. Smith. Hey, Brian. What's up? Hey, Will. How are you? Nick Wood. What up, guys? What's up, Nick? Just chilling, bro, from Nick. Gotta go. Stay cool, my brothers. Rob Smith said Lords of Salem sucked. We were just talking about this on Facebook. 3, and he also said 3 from Hell's second trailer looks better than first release. Yeah, that first promo trailer was kind of ass. I could have done a better job. I could have done a better job with Windows Video Maker, which that's what it looked like it was edited on. Writer for Horror Syndicate, Seth T. Miller. I think doing the movie ruins the ending of The Devil's Reject. That was a solid ending to these characters, and I agree with you.
Yeah,
they should have been dead. But
so using the entire song for that ending.
Is that what Seth's calling himself now? Writer for the Horror Syndicate, Seth Miller?
Yeah.
Okay, I dig that.
Yeah, they all get titles. Everyone gets a title. I'm a basket case Brian.
I love it. I love it.
But you know, as terrifying as the Three from Hell trailer, I want to talk about that fucking Cats trailer. Like, what the hell did I watch? I get it. Like,
what they're
Cats.
thinking.
Cats is a famous musical. Everyone knows Cats. Like, there was a big musical from the 80s where people dressed up as cats. You know, a lot of my theater friends love the musical. And but we were all in unison today when the trailer came out, and we seriously said to ourselves, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. And I think the way that they cast it, I think it should have been, I don't know, like, I think the cast is too popular to be in the movie Cats. I feel like Cats would have done better with like a smaller name cast, but you see like people like I don't know. I mean, that's a big cast. I'm not gonna give any names out. I don't know, like just having like Taylor Swift in the movie, and you know, it's not really horror. I'll stop talking.
I don't. It's not horror, no, but I was horrified watching it. I'm like,
the trailer was kind of creepy looking.
My Facebook feed, I'm like, what is this? Like, I see how it can work for theater for sure, you know, but like, why humanoid cats? I mean, this does give me hope for a Thundercats movie, though.
Thundercats, ho!
Like, they don't look. They look partial CG makeup or something like that, right? They have an all-star cast, but who really asked for this? But then again, you know, we never get what we ask for from Hollywood. They just give us whatever they want.
Yeah, well, I think because it's coming out on Christmas, I think that we should all go together, you know, at the same time.
Yeah, special guest with us.
Yeah, drop some LSD and go see Cats. I know I'm gonna pick
What's
up
LDS?
LBS. I'm gonna pick up Mike Lombardo. We're gonna go see Cats together on LSD. Hello, Mike. Introduce yourself.
Are we talking about Rum Tum Tucker and the gang?
Good evening, brother.
Good evening. Good evening. Sorry, I was doing things. I was outlining.
I'm the award-winning director, by the way, Mike.
What's that?
You were not the award-winning director tonight. I am.
Oh, that's good.
What was that, Mike? Were you writing your name 10 times over and over again?
I was writing my name with a boy's last name to see what it would look like if it was together. No, I started outlining the script for Masterwork, which is the next feature that I want to make. Been having a little bit of some existential rumblings lately, and I needed to get something out on paper. And you know, things are percolating and pieces are moving and shifting into something. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I'm excited. You're a great director. You're a great filmmaker. I'm looking forward to it.
Quit licking his butthole.
I'm not looking at his butthole. You want to see me? You want to see me like Lamar's butthole? You come over when we're watching Volumes of Blood together. Okay, there'll be lots of butthole licking.
There was volumes of something. I'll tell you that.
David Jeffrey, Thundercats. Ho! I immediately thought about eating mushrooms when I saw that Cats trailer. David, I agree with you. We all felt the same thing.
Everybody who's watching, if you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it now. Give it some more views. And then come back and tell us what you think of the Cats trailer. Mike, did you see that yet?
No, I didn't.
It definitely looks like something that'll be on your playlist. Right next to Street Trash.
Yeah.
And
well, it takes place in New York, and we all know that Mike is in love with movies about sewers in New York. So,
let me ask you guys a question, because I don't know. Is Body Melt any good?
Body Melt's fucking amazing. Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's really good.
I don't know. It's on Prime to watch, and I've been digging into Prime a lot.
I haven't seen that in years.
That sounds like a Lombardo movie.
I have it on VHS from when I was a kid, and I have a Vinegar Syndrome put out a fucking amazing Blu-ray of it. It's a very, very whacked out, surreal, loose form anthology. It's similar to Street Trash in that there's one overarching narrative that's kind of hard to figure out, but all the things going on are kind of little vignettes in it because it was originally supposed to be an anthology, and they kind of, to get it funded, they had to make it into a narrative. But it's really, really weird. It's not nearly as melty as you'd think. It's just kind of fucking bizarre. Like, it's a real weird Australian movie. It's kind of art housey. in a like fucked up, grimy kind of way. I don't
Is
know.
that why it doesn't make any sense? Like it just kind of fits like all these like weird like stories together, but it's all based around the same was it a protein shake or something like that?
Yeah, vitamin supplement. I mean, it does make sense if you sit and really watch it. There are little subtle connections and stuff. Like it is a narrative. It just doesn't. It's just fucking weird. There's a killer placenta, Ray. That's all I can say.
So I'm in. I mean,
it kind of reminded me of Street Trash meets Chernobyl. Like it was like if that makes any sense. I mean, I guess it could. I mean,
it's very satirical and weird. It's very Australian.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a fucking trip. It's one of my favorite movies. I fucking adore it.
I don't know how they got away with it. Like Australian has like a really strict like movie ratings system.
Yeah, they went through hell with it. The Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray's got some great interviews with the director, and he's like, nothing like this was not being made in Australia, so he had to fight the government to try to get it made for like years. It's wild shit. It's wild shit. I would definitely recommend it.
Lauren Lepre, Cats, It 2, who cares? Top Gun 2 is coming. I love the soundtrack for Top Gun, but I
really showed a damn thing, which is good.
I can't stand it. Tom Cruise is a Scientologist. I can't watch those movies, but we did watch Battlefield Earth the other day, me and my wife. And that movie's something. It's really something. It's not the best movie I'll ever see, but it is a fun movie to watch. If you really like John Travolta screaming into the camera dressed as an alien or as a cyclo. But Top Gun 2 trailer looked okay. It was just a bunch of like Tom Cruise driving a motorcycle and flying a jet, which I guess
isn't that what that's what Tom Cruise or that's what Top Gun is.
Yeah, it's what Top Gun is. Yeah.
But Goose dies, and
I was expecting Kenny Loggins to sing over it, but whatever.
That's the whole movie.
I'll just go watch Footloose.
That's the most homoerotic volleyball scene of all time. Next to the one that's going to be in I Am Dreaming of a White Doomsday 2, right?
Oh, man.
The going title is I'm Creaming of a White Poon's Day.
There we go. Of course, it would be Chud 3 and then that tagline.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Chud, I watched Humanoids from the Deep the other day.
It's a good movie.
It is a really good movie. It's highly underrated. It's on Amazon Prime to watch. I'm going to buy it. There's a steelbook coming out from, I think Scream Factory is releasing it at the end of the month. So I'm in on that, totally. Mm-hmm. Humanoids from the Deep, totally underrated. But here's my problem. That came out pre-Chud. That's a pre-Chud. Just like me, I'm pre-Chud. And yet we got full humanoids, and yet no full Chud. What the hell happened here?
It's a pre-Chud.
I think that Humanoids from the Deep probably had a bigger budget than Chud.
Well, the titty budget was bigger, that's for sure.
Well, if it didn't, I think that Chud spent its money on actors and sets, whereas Roger Corman was all about, you got to show the monster suit and then boobs. That's what you do. That's how you sell the formula.
That's how you put butts in the seats.
That's right. Roger
Put
Corman.
Boobs on the screen, butts will be in the seats. I love that movie though. I just wanted to throw that out there, off topic a little bit. Anybody else love Humanoids from the Deep? Give me a shout out.
So speaking of which, if you're watching this on Facebook right now, and say if Facebook crashes or something, and you're like, how can I watch these guys talk for another hour? Well, the best thing you can do is you can see a live, unedited, with graphics, live show of this on YouTube. By going to youtube.com/The Horror Syndicate. I just had to plug that in. If you like YouTube, if you like our page on the on the YouTube or the Horror Syndicate, you can help us get to, I don't know, whatever comes with liking something or subscribing.
Smash that subscribe button.
And then like the videos too if you like it. That'd be fun because I think that helps us get more views. The point is, we want to see the Horror Syndicate grow like my tripod did last week.
Oh, yeah.
So, yep, tripod. My tripod's in use right now.
If you missed that, go back and watch last week's episode on YouTube.
I still got my tripod. It's fully erect right now. I got it flipped upside down.
Subscribe to my Rage of Razor page as well. Do that.
Lombardo, did you have a chance to see the 3 from Hell trailer that busted out a couple days ago?
Hold on, I got a prediction. Bold prediction for the night. Mike does not care about that movie.
Probably not.
Well, Ray, that's an interesting theory. I have, in fact, seen that trailer. Yes, I saw it.
There it is.
There it is.
I saw it.
Is it everything you expected it to be?
It's actually... I honestly didn't think that Rob Zombie could get any more, like, obnoxiously, like, fanboy, like faux Tarantino. And then I saw all the, like, the luchador shit and all the crap, and I'm like, he literally is just riffing on every single thing that he likes, just regurgitating into one movie. And I'll tell you, this one looks like it's gotten, like, 20 times more Sherry Moon Zombie in it, and her lines are fucking embarrassing. The minute that woman opens her mouth, I want to fucking shoot myself in the face. She is such a terrible actress. I'm sorry.
So you'd never give her the full chud?
No, not a chance in hell.
She is why I like Lords of Salem. She was at least good in Lords of Salem. Like her acting was.
Lords of Salem. She was fine in House of 1,000 Corpses because she was barely in it. But when they put her in the Devil's Rejects, oh my god, man, he needs to stop casting his wife. He really does. Like it's bad, especially in 31. Holy Christ, that was like one of the worst performances I've ever fucking seen.
You actually
saw roles for her, like in 31.
Wait, what? I didn't see.
Do you think he wrote the roles for her with her in mind, or do you think he's like,
absolutely? Of course he did. He absolutely did. 31 was a fucking pile of trash. That was.
I can't believe you
couldn't
saw
finish it. I turned it off.
I fucking dude. I was so excited to see it because, like, contrary to popular belief, I want to like Rob Zombie. I love like Hellbilly Deluxe was the soundtrack of my middle school life. Like I fucking adore that album. I love his theatrics and stuff. I think that he's a cool dude. I love that he's just like a horror fan working in the music industry, you know?
Puts on a good live show.
Yeah, and like House of 1,000 Corpses, I loved that movie because it was just Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 as a Rob Zombie music video. And his music videos are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But when it translates into actual film, like when he went into the Devil's Rejects, that movie was just so unnecessary. And I know everyone loves it. I know I'm going to catch a ton of flack for that, but I fucking hated that movie. And I did not just say, oh, fuck that movie. I was there opening night. When I saw House of 1,000 Corpses opening night too, man. I had my fucking DVD and VHS signed by Bill Moseley and Sid Haig. I had the T-shirts. I went opening night to see the Devil's Rejects, and I remember after the opening with the shootout, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is this? I saw it 3 times in the theater. Because I'm like, I'm missing something. I'm going to like it this time. And then I have owned it 3 additional times on DVD. Because I keep, every couple of years, I'm like, I'm going to like it this time. And I'll go and rebuy it if I find it used somewhere. And I hate it more each time. So this is not me just being like an angry, you know, like fan rage. Like I legitimately tried to like that movie. I really did. And I can't. It's not even a fucking movie. It's just a series of Bill Moseley, Sid Haig set pieces, which sounds like it'd be great, but I just can't. Especially when Sherry Moon Zombie's on screen. It's fucking awful. It really is. And 3 from Hell looks like the same thing, but with like more VHS in it. Like it just looks like he's progressively just dropping in quality with each movie.
Yeah, I said that before you jumped on. Like the definition looked very grainy and like almost like shot on camcorder style.
Well, I mean, he did like, you know, 31 was supposed to be set in the 70s for some fucking reason, you know, despite the fact the entire movie takes place in a fucking abandoned factory, so it doesn't matter. For like 8 minutes, they're outside. But he tried to do like the Texas Chainsaw style film grain and stuff, but it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre worked because they had a good DP. Like Daniel Pearl is a genius DP. 31 looked like a fucking film student shot it, like their first. Yeah. And the editing was atrocious too. Like he literally, the tech quality just keeps dropping more and more. And I don't understand what the deal with that is. Like if that's a stylistic choice or if, you know, he just can't get good crew. I have no idea, but I'm
I'm assuming he wants to go for that grindhouse style.
Well, you know, when you aim for shit, like that's like the high watermark you're going for. Of course, your movie's not going to be good.
Yeah,
I don't understand that. It's like stop homaging things and just do something, you know, new. Because 20 years from now, new filmmakers will be homaging homages. That's what's gonna fucking happen, and it's a snake eating its own fucking tail. Like enough of the nostalgia. Just
see Ouroboros.
Yeah,
it's just. I know everyone is probably fucking grinding their teeth listening to me right now.
nah, they'll be okay.
I can't do it anymore.
I mean, you got some flakes of truth there, in my opinion.
It just looks like
you have an opinion you're allowed to have. So
it just looks like it looks like Natural Born Killers meets Rob Zombie being the most hillbilly-ish he can be, because like that's the trend of horror movies that he makes. They're all like hillbilly horror movies, and I don't know, it doesn't appeal to me. I get it, it's super violent, everyone's going nuts over it because they love the first two movies, but the first two movies had a studio behind it, and at least people were like, you know, probably whispering to him, hey, maybe you should do this, maybe you should. And that's why they killed off the Firefly family at the end of the movie. Now this is him completely doing it by himself. I'm afraid he's going to end it the same way he ended 31, where he just shit all over the place. I think he's going to make these characters like, you know, he's going to hold them up in the air and be like, hey, these are idols, and I'm not going to kill them for you. They're going to be very much alive.
Well, he said in 31, he was talking about that in interviews. He said that Doomhead, who was Richard Brake's character, is the next horror icon. He's like, I watched the movie and I'm like, the fuck? He's in the movie for like 9 minutes and he sucks.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a gangly dude with switchblades. It's like, okay.
Now there was a point in 31 where it was really cool. It was like it was the most dangerous game. You know, they fought the circus clowns, they fought the Nazi midget, and it was fun. It was a fun movie.
The Nazi midget thing, like, oh god, Sherry Moon in that scene. Come here, puta, with a fucking baseball bat. Like, they were the most ineffectual character ever. But the problem is the circus clowns with the chainsaws were trapped in like the Thunderdome. That was cool.
Yeah.
That should have been the end of the movie. It's they go from a midget that they easily defeat to a place where they would all get slaughtered immediately, which is the circus clowns. And then the next killer is like a guy in a tutu with a fucking baseball bat and then like a chick. And they're literally labeled sex and death. It's like, ooh, how subtle of you, Rob Zombie. And it's like you need to escalate the danger.
Yeah.
A chainsaw wielding duo in a confined space is like the end boss.
Yeah.
You can't escalate. I'm like, what? And then Doomhead is just a fucking asshole with a bunch of hair gel and a switchblade. It's like, how is he the most dangerous?
And he killed all of them in the most, because it's like they were fighting for survival, and then all of a sudden they didn't know how to fight anymore, and they were just totally unaware of their surroundings. And the movie,
like Meg Foster's just staring out a window for like 9.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Gives her. I'm like, oh boy, that was exciting.
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been a better movie. I was all hyped up to see it because it reminded me a lot like my favorite PlayStation 2 game, Manhunt, which with the way that they were. Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
that was what I was expecting. Is Rob Zombie's got that aesthetic where he could do the grimy, you know, like cool, like, you know, ugly Manhunt style shit, and I was really excited. I mean, against my better judgment, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking buy 31. I almost backed the Kickstarter, and then I was like, why is Rob Zombie doing a Kickstarter? He doesn't need a fucking Kickstarter.
Okay.
I was like, whatever. So when I bought that shit, I fucking bought it on VOD, which I've never done before in my life. It was the first movie and only movie to the date that I ever bought on VOD, and I was so fucking angry.
Hey, listen, we all make mistakes that we regret. Okay. And I did the same thing. So
in hell, everyone loves popcorn. You know, because the movie needed a tagline that doesn't mean anything, and you know, it sounds cool. It's like movies like Rob Zombie wrote it in his school notebook when he was like 15, and then they just shot it. That's what it fucking came off like.
Yeah, no, it definitely came off like that. I don't know. I never want to see 31 again. I know Shudder has a bunch of like special features, like about making the movie and such.
The DVD is $370 at Walmart right now. They have like 100 copies at my local Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'll give it another shot. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Fool me 4 times, Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Should have won me.
Yeah, you know what? I actually didn't really hate Halloween 2, but Halloween 2 made 3 from Hell look like fucking trash. Like, if that makes any sense. I mean, Halloween 2 at least had like, you know, like the like a story arc and a climax.
Halloween 2 makes Cannibal Holocaust look like The Little Mermaid.
Right. It does. And if you want to hear more about The Little Mermaid, we're not going to do it tonight. We talked about it in the last week's episode, which you can find on YouTube, youtube.com/Horror Syndicate, or the Facebook page that you're looking at right now on the Horror Syndicate. We have that past episode. But we're not talking about Little Mermaid. I really don't want to talk about Rob Zombie anymore. I mean, unless you guys want to.
I'm good.
No.
I'm good.
I just saw something new last night that was also not great, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark documentary.
Yeah.
I bought it. It was not good.
Oh.
I was really bummed because I'm a huge Scary Stories fan.
I don't believe you.
I watched it. There's very little information, and the editing is really bad. The camera work for the interviews is really awful. Like, they keep shooting their interviews in like wide shots in abandoned buildings. It doesn't look cool. It just looks sloppy. And there's a moment when they're interviewing Alvin Schwartz's son, as Alvin Schwartz is dead, and they're interviewing his son throughout the documentary. And they actually get the woman that started the crusade to try to get the books banned back in the 80s. They get her to come to Alvin Schwartz's son's house, and they sit down together. They're going to have this conversation. I'm like, oh, man, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You talk for about 45 seconds, and it cuts to a montage of them reacting to each other with music over it, and they cut all the dialogue out.
The hell?
I'm like, what?
She probably wanted them to sign an NDA about it.
No, they talk for like 2 minutes, and then they just don't have the conversation. I'm like, what was the point of this?
A very interesting conversation that could have taken place.
Yeah, and there was a lot of that kind of shit. Like, there's just these really bad animated segments that they kept recycling the clips over and over again. They had a really good interview with R.L. Stine. Like, there was good stuff in there. There was a couple of folklore experts that had some good stuff to say. The most interesting part was they interviewed a lot of librarians who defended the books when they came out. But that's a very small portion of the runtime, and it was really sloppy. Like, it felt very, very slapdash and just kind of thrown together. I was really bummed. So I was expecting a much more polished documentary, and I wanted to, hear some more information about the actual impact the books had, like the court cases and all that kind of stuff. That's how it was advertised. And they just don't really talk about it.
That sucks.
But there's a couple artists that were like doing 3-dimensional sculptures off of the pictures. That was really cool. But they didn't really spend much time with them. I was like, oh man, this is like the most interesting thing.
Well, at least you have the movie coming out to look forward to.
Yeah, we'll see if it's any good. I don't know. I would rather have the documentary like actually, have information in it. That would have been more entertaining for me personally, but we'll see.
Yeah, I wanted to get it. I saw the documentary here and there on the internet, and then I saw you have it laid out in your bed, and I was like, oh man, I got to get that documentary. So, but thank you for giving me the heads up. I guess I will just download it.
Just watch the Cats trailer again.
The Cats trailer, yeah. I watched the fucking Cats trailer on LSD on Christmas. But yeah, I mean, speaking of trailers, of course, the big one came out. Everyone's talking about it. Well, at least they were until Cats dropped. It Chapter
Cats
2.
fucked everything up.
Yeah, it fucked everything.
My
They
God.
released a lot of trailers today. They had the Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
God, that movie looks awful.
Yeah, everyone in New Jersey is like going crazy over it. Like, oh my God, this looks so good. I'm
Everybody on Facebook is, but it looks like garbage to me. I mean, I like those movies for the most part, but that one looks like it's gonna be a piece of shit.
I think Kevin Smith's a better horror director than he is but that's just me. I know I'm going to get a lot of people yelling at me for it.
He's a better YouTuber than he is a director.
that are.
I like Kevin Smith. I'm joking. It's just that movie probably didn't need to ever happen. Jason Mewes looks terrible.
But they have that movie that came out. Of course, the Top Gun. Dark Military director Lauren Laprise all about the Top Gun.
It's because he was playing volleyball with Tom Cruise and Goose and Val Kilmer, probably, right, Lauren?
And what other trailer dropped today? And It Chapter 2. Andy Muschietti. It looks really good. I honestly think this might be better than the first part, just by the way that they present everything. I liked. A lot of it wants to go back to compare it to Wallace's version, which, of course, it was heavily monitored by what was it, CBS or ABC that produced it at the time.
Probably CBS.
And it was, the part 2 with the adults was just not as good as part 1 with the adults back in the 90s. But now we have a chance for redemption in this part 2, and we got a great cast, very believable. The performances are great. I can't wait to see Bill Hader, especially in this movie. But what did you guys see the trailer? Did you see the new It trailer? Those watching on Facebook, did you like the new It trailer?
Yeah, I saw it. I liked it. I can't wait to see it. At Horror Hound, it's going to be released while I'm at Horror Hound, so talking with a couple of the Death Curse Society guys, we're maybe trying to get a big group viewing of it together, so that'd be fun.
Okay.
I'm really into the idea of seeing this. I did like the other one. The 90s one is what it is, but I think this was something that needed to be redone. Mike's a huge fan.
Oh, big time. No, I like the 90s one better than the remake. I was not a huge fan of the remake. I think the 90s version is a really, really good adaptation of the book. The new one did not really follow the book much at all. It kind of went off with its own thing, and I think that's to the detriment of it.
Mm-hmm.
But this new trailer it looks better than the first part. I mean, I like parts of the original remake. I think it's interesting that these trailers for It 2 they're cut and sound designed like superhero movie trailers.
Doom.
Yeah, they're and there's a lot of shots of all of them like flanked out, like they're like posing for like a comic book cover, like they're like the heroes. It's really weird. I never thought of it in that way before when I was watching the trailer.
Maybe that's why it made $700 million, the first one.
Well, the kids, they didn't do that in the original. The part 1 of the remake wasn't like that, but in this, they're literally they're framing shots and editing it like it's a Marvel movie, but with clown. And it's just really strange. I'm like, huh. But yeah, it looks like it's got some cool stuff. I really love Pennywise's awful-looking CGI tongue as he licks the glass at a child. Not since Jeepers Creepers 2 have I seen a monster do that to a kid. So that's going to be interesting.
So, what do you think about the Bill and Beverly relationship and how it's not Bev and Ben?
That we know of.
No, that's how it was in the book.
Oh, really? They were together? I thought it was Ben and Bev.
No, Ben has a crush on Beverly the whole time, but he doesn't get her. And then in the book, spoiler, Bill cheats on his wife with Beverly as adults, and then his wife becomes like a catatonic, woman from like the miniseries. At the end of the book, Bill's just like, got my wife back, and Beverly's like, hey, Ben, you're a good second choice. And then they just go off and get married. I'm like, boy, that's a shitty. Well, that's how it is. And I saw Seth Miller said the casting for the adults is dead on, and I agree. Watching the trailer, I was like, holy shit, they really do look just like kids. I was like, wow, that's really wow.
Yeah, they paid attention to detail when it comes to casting the kids.
I thought the last moment of the trailer where it showed Pennywise's face, where it was like blood was coming down his face, I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
The thing I liked in the other trailer was what sold me on actually seeing this, aside from the fact that Lex Quinn's going to handcuff me and force me to see it anyway, is when they walk up to the storefront window and there are reflections of them on their bikes as kids. Yeah. I love that shot. I think that's really, really awesome. But again, there's all these moments that just feel like they're very comic booky. it's weird. I don't know how this is going to translate. I saw the giant Paul Bunyan statue, which is going to be hilarious if they do what they did in the book with that. But Pennywise just like flying on a bunch of balloons for some fucking reason, and I'm like, okay,
it happens.
I thought that was interesting. I was like, the part with the balloons that got me more was all the balloons under the bridge.
Yeah, that was cool. That was in the book, I believe.
I thought that was interesting.
So you're saying that this might be better than the Pet Sematary remake?
I mean, I don't want to set the bar that high. The Pet Sematary remake was pretty spectacular.
It is a great feat for man, that Pet Sematary 2019.
It wasn't quite as good as Crawl, but you know.
Did you like Crawl? Like all seriousness?
No. Crawl, man, I'm doing this fucking bitching about movies tonight. Crawl had a lot of potential. I thought Crawl was I was really excited to see it because I really like Alexandra Aja and I love alligator movies. But I was hoping for like a serious like survival movie where it was just her trapped in like the basement with the crocodile or the alligator. But that's not what the movie is. Like it doesn't know if it wants to be a serious like survival movie or a really ridiculous B movie, and it doesn't really accomplish either. It kind of shoots down the middle, so it's too ridiculous to be serious, but it's too serious to be fun. Like the characters are invincible. They get attacked like 20 times. They lose limbs, but they can still outswim an alligator. And like the alligators act like video game monsters. They don't actually act anything like alligators, and that's really annoying. I don't know. There's a lot of I think it was a big missed opportunity. But the weather effects are fucking incredible. Like the hurricane stuff, like that was like unbelievable. Some of the stuff. So
is it worth price of admission?
I mean, it's not a bad movie. Like, it's not awful. I think it would have been a stronger piece if they toned it down and made it more realistic, or if they amped it up and just made it completely batshit. Then it would have been either one of those would have been super cool. And also, there's not really very much gore either. For Alexandra Aja, I was really surprised. There's a couple moments, but for the most part, for the amount of people that get chomped, there's very little, carnage outside of just blood in the water. And that was kind of, Lots and lots and lots of really stupid logic and plot holes in it too. Like just a bunch of really dumb shit the characters do. But like I said, if it was just silly, it would have been fine. Or if it was really serious, it would have been great. But it was neither. So it didn't work. It
didn't give you enough of either one.
Give it a score of 1 to Meg.
Well, it's funny because Meg had the same problem. Like Meg it played itself way too straight. Like they had this really goofy concept and it could have been a great monster movie, but they fucking took themselves so fucking seriously that it got boring and they didn't do anything with it. And I'm like, okay, if you want to make like a serious movie, you've got Jaws. I mean, Jaws isn't like super serious, but you know what I mean? Like it just didn't work. It's like, I feel like part of being a good filmmaker is understanding tonally what you're trying to accomplish, and the Meg I don't think knew what it wanted to be. I was hoping for just a big super silly like B movie, and it just bogged me down with a bunch of pseudoscience and crap and like tech and all this bullshit. Like,
well, that's what happens when you throw a PG-13 rating on it.
Well, they could have been super gory too. Well, it was. They actually stopped doing the effects work halfway through because they realized they're going to make a PG-13 movie, so they didn't even bother doing it, which is a real fucking bummer.
Yeah.
So
it is a shame. It is a shame, but you know what? I heard that the new Terminator, Dark Fate, is bringing back Edward Furlong, and they're going for an R rating.
Not meant to be crossed.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Pet Cemetery, I just heard.
Yeah.
Not made to be crossed.
I was looking at my voodoo. Sorry. Voodoo.
I think that movies should be rated R, like horror movies and everything. We should start aiming toward the adults now because everyone's hopping onto the streaming services. So why not say fuck it? Let's start making theatrical movies rated R again. Probably can save the movies.
Yeah, people are really excited because the new Terminator is rated R.
Yeah. And Edward Furlong's in it. I think they're going to CGI his face to someone who's in shape. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I hope he's a broken down old man because of his future, like he should be. Like all the pressure from his mom to be.
You thought like real life or
like in real life? Yeah, I hope that's how he is, and that explains why he looks the way he looks. What'd you grab, Mike?
I got an unrated movie.
Uh-oh.
I think it was PG-13. I think this is the slightly saucier version that they put out for Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah.
I think there might be a little bit more blood in this one. I don't know. I think it was PG-13 originally. I saw Cannibal Ferox. Yeah, I just got it.
Is that the same one?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm very excited. I got a gift card for I won a drawing for one of the film festivals I'm a judge for. I was the judge of the month, so I got a $25 gift card, and I was like, yeah, that's the scene. I also picked up this finally, which is actually a PG-13.
Yeah, that one's PG-13.
Really excellent, and the sequel's even better. I'm very excited to rewatch that. I gotta pick the second one up because I think that works better if you watch them back to back.
Really cool. I'd like to get that one. They said they're talking about making a third one too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hope not. I think that they work just beautifully as companion pieces to each other. I was amazed at how good they were. I was really surprised, but they are both excellent movies. They're very clever. They're very fun. And the second one,
it's just missing Bill Murray and Groundhog Day. That's all it's missing.
Yeah. Or Groundhog Day too, with the Kenny Loggins intro.
The second one was surprisingly emotional. It had me crying a lot when I saw it in the theater. I was very surprised.
Caddyshack 2? Is that what you're talking about?
What's that?
Are you talking about Caddyshack 2?
Yes.
I mean, who didn't cry?
Bill Murray. But yeah, I have not seen any movies in theaters lately. I think the last movie we saw was Endgame, and we all know who saw Endgame, and we all know who didn't. Facebook land, Seth T. Miller. What do you guys think of the recent rumor that Aja may be doing the new Elm Street movie?
Excellent, if that's the truth.
Who?
There's any truth?
Alejandro Aja.
Oh, okay.
Is doing the new Nightmare on Elm Street movie. That'd be cool. Did you guys see the link I shared to you about the new Resident Evil movie by Johannes Roberts or whatever? People are adding themselves to the cast list, and the one guy added himself to the cast list as Ferris Winters, which is not the name of the character from the game. For those who play the game, it's Forrest Winters.
Ferris.
Asshole.
Do you want to say Ferris?
Unless the Ferris Winters is like the brother of Forrest Winters. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty cool thing to check out. I'm a huge Resident Evil fanboy, so seeing stuff like that makes me giddy inside. And there's 2 different Resident Evil projects coming up. One is an untitled Resident Evil movie directed by Johannes Roberts, and then there's the Resident Evil Netflix series, which is directed by Johannes Roberts, which I think all of it is fake, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see that. Me and Lex have been playing the light gun shooter Resident Evils for the Wii, the Umbrella Chronicles and the Dark Side Chronicles. They're remarkably fun.
Yeah. My wife and I have been playing Resident Evil 6. Right now we're on Jake and Sherry, and she's like, wow, this is way better than the 5th one. So
Resident Evil 7 is on sale for $5 on Xbox Live. Is it worth it?
Yes. Resident Evil 7 is great.
Which one is that the one that's all first person and kind of a rehash?
No, it's not a rehash. It's kind of like Alien Isolation mixed with old school Resident Evil, a little bit of it in first person. It's got a kind of a Clock Tower, Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe to it. It's good. The ending is terrible, but a lot of it's really cool. It went back to like being an actual horror game.
Well, it all depends on which ending you pay for, Mike.
There's a paywall ending?
Well, there's additional endings that are downloadable content that you pay for.
Oh, that's lame.
DLCs are fucking stupid.
That's lame.
Those were fucking really dumb.
But 7's fun, Ray. You'll get a kick out of it. I wanted to play 7 when the VR came out, but the VR is still expensive. I don't want to get it and just never play with it again. Especially if a lot of people are having issues with like, I don't know, like what's that thing called when you're like up close to the TV and you start getting headaches? Was that seizures? No, it's not seizures.
No, it's not
But
seizures.
but I wanted to play with the VR because I wanted to get the full experience of it. Those on Facebook Land, if you have played Resident Evil 7 with the VR, let us know what you thought of it. So that way Ray can spend $250 on the VR and $7 on the game and get the full experience.
That's what I'm planning on doing.
I was told it's very scary in VR. I mean, it's
VR,
a pretty advanced game at some points. I think it gets a little too ridiculous for its own good occasionally because they've got a really great atmosphere and stuff going, and then it gets kind of way too over the top, and then it kind of goes back down to being dark and spooky.
Yeah.
It's
and then
good.
you get to play as Chris Redfield.
Yeah, that was the worst TLC I've played in years. It was free, and I was pissed off at how bad it was. Like, holy shit. That was the first indicator that was going to be bad, is that they didn't charge me for it. I'm like, And it was like 4 months late.
It happens to the best of us. We've been on a Resident Evil kick here in the family. We're actually looking up to do some Resident Evil cosplaying.
Are you going to be Sherry?
I am.
Great Sherry Birkin.
Yeah, I would make a great Sherry Birkin, and I was thinking about dressing up Vicky as Ada Wong and just like, go to conventions and just scissor. I don't know, whatever they do.
Sounds good to me, man. I mean, if you're gonna do anything, do it right.
That's right. Fire a gun in the air while we're at it too.
Yeah. Well, just go for it. Just go right for it. Seth Miller says the director of Happy Death Day recently said the third one is not happening.
I'm actually happy because I think that when I saw that there's going to be a second one, I'm like, oh, what the hell? What are they going to do? But the second one, like I said, it's like if you watch them as one movie, it's like perfect. And I think that if they expanded it anymore, I think that it would start to fall apart.
I like the first one. Is the second one more slasher or is it more?
No, the second one's not a slasher movie at all. The second one is like weird science. The second one is comedy. I'm not even fucking with you. The second one is straight up comedy.
Yeah.
The first one is half comedy. That's the thing. Nobody told me they were comedies. I thought they were like serious PG-13 slasher movies. So I didn't want to see it. And then Lex is like, no, let's go see it. So we rented the first one, and I was like, holy shit. It's like the second one has one of the most pitch black comedy montages I've ever seen, especially in a PG-13 movie. I was like, holy shit. It was like some seriously fucking twisted shit, and it's great. The chick that plays Tree is like fucking amazing. She is so good in that movie.
Apparently, there's going to be a remake of Valley Girl with her in it.
Never saw Valley Girl.
Are they bringing back Nicolas Cage to reprise his role?
I mean, why wouldn't they?
They need to. I mean, Nicolas Cage should be. They should do a reboot of all Nicolas Cage movies where he plays the same role.
I'd be down with that. I mean,
he could play her dad, maybe,
or he could just play his role. He should play his role from Moonstruck. So
what was it? It was Joey has his hand. Joey has his pride. I lost my hand.
Anyway, so one other thing I kind of brought it up earlier is the director of It is talking. He said he wants to do a remake of The Howling. I really like The Howling. I've been watching a lot of werewolf movies lately. Anybody into that movie other than me?
No. American Werewolf all the way. The Howling's a bore.
You're a bore.
I like the sequel. The sequel where there's tons of nudity, and then there's that music video at the end where it's just
her ripping her top off.
Yeah. Didn't she hate it? Like when?
Yeah, she was pissed off about it, and I think Christopher Lee was too.
That's right. Christopher Lee was in that movie.
Christopher Lee actually, he on the set of Gremlins 2 apologized to Joe Dante for being in that movie.
Oh my God! Wait, it's because Joe Dante directed the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do the second one, right? It was someone else.
No, it's someone else. They just go downhill from there for the most part. The Marsupials is by far the worst movie probably ever made. But I don't know. I like the idea of the Howling Remake. It's worse than Troll. The Marsupials is the weirdest fucking movie I've ever seen. It's got to be hands down.
Wait, Trolls 2 isn't that bad, Jared.
It's the best wolf movie ever.
There is some entertainment value.
Mike, do you not like werewolf movies at all, or is it just you only like the one?
What did you say, Ray?
You only like American Werewolf in London? That's the easy answer, by the way. If anybody asks Howling or Werewolf in London, it's always Werewolf in London. Everybody says that's the best one.
Well, I mean, there's only like 3 good werewolf movies they ever made. That's the problem. Like in theory,
what are the two then?
Ginger Snaps and Dog Soldiers.
Dog Soldiers, I would agree with.
Dog Soldiers is the shit. That's basically Aliens, right?
Yeah, that's Neil Marshall. I mean, all the other werewolf movies are fucking awful. I don't know why. Like, the thing with the Howling, it's like 50 minutes in and nothing happens. And then they finally start putting some werewolf shit, but they look like the in-between transformation segments of the effects are awesome, but once they actually fully transform, they look like Halloween costumes. And then the movie's over in like 20 minutes. Like the only thing that happens is that the last 20 minutes everyone transforms, and I'm like, it just, I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. It's just, most of it is just them walking on that fucking commune, and it's just not interesting at all.
Well, that's the big moment. That's like the full Monty.
Does anybody see the movie Late Phases?
No, I heard a lot of mixed things about it though.
I liked it.
I enjoyed it. It had the guy from Stakeland.
Yeah, Mister.
And he's like a retired army vet.
Retired blind army prick.
Moves into like a retirement facility, and werewolves are taking out the elderly people at night, and he figures it out.
Werewolves look really weird in that, but I like it. It's different. I've watched a lot of werewolf movies lately just because
Silver Bullet.
Silver Bullet's a great movie too.
Oh no, you said there were only 3, Mike.
I forgot.
There's only 3 werewolf movies, and Silver Bullet's not one of them.
Listen, Silver Bullet's not just a werewolf movie. It's a Gary Busey movie.
Did you like the second and third Ginger Snaps movie, Mike?
What's that?
The second and third Ginger Snaps movies?
The one has some interesting ideas in it.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's particularly good. It was very unnecessary. And then the third one, I only saw that one once. I own it because I bought them both at the same time. I don't remember. I remember it being really weird that it was like a period piece, like in the like frontier. Where I don't understand what the fuck the point was, but I remember there being a cool scene with a leech or some shit.
What about Bad Moon? Did you see that?
Is that the Jack Nicholson movie or is that Wolf?
That's Wolf.
That's Wolf.
Where Bad Moon is the one with the dog.
Yeah, and the brother or something living in the trailer up the hill or something.
I remember it being really dumb, but I love the logo and the cover. I remember it being cool.
Yeah, the actual.
Oh my god, I think I've seen that a long time ago.
Yeah, I saw it on Monster Vision when I was a kid, so I would like to see it uncut, but I don't remember anything from it at all.
It's on Prime if you want to watch it. You're looking at a Prime member, by the way, just so you guys know. What else have I? I'm looking.
Prime is amazing. I'm so glad that I told you about like all of the horror movies that they added onto there.
There's a lot of good stuff, and you can do a deep dive. I found a couple of the Blind Dead movies on there. Let's see, I watched the 2010 Wolfman last night. I watched American Wolf in Paris. I like it.
American Wolf in Paris was like, I saw it in the theater. Oh, it was so fucking bad.
We're gonna do a new segment on the Horror Syndicate Lives. It's gonna be called Mike Lombardo hates film.
I thought that was every episode of the show anyway.
It is. I watched American Werewolf in Paris last night.
I'm not alone in American Werewolf in Paris. That movie is universally despised.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a Blu-ray release.
Hey man, I like American Werewolf in Paris.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just not like a serious good.
I don't.
Wolf Cop is garbage.
I didn't see it.
Wolf Cop's fucking trash.
Yeah, I hate that movie. Let's see, Ginger Snaps, Silver
Wolf
Bullet,
Cop hates that
Shockwave, Late Phases, Humanoid.
They made a Wolf Cop too.
Yeah. Do you not like Ginger Snaps, Ray?
I'm sorry?
Do you like Ginger Snaps?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
It's fucking amazing.
I actually do like both the sequels too, the prequel and the sequel also. But yeah, Ginger Snaps. I watched that the other night for the first time in a couple of years. Man, I really like that movie quite a bit.
What about Ginger Snaps Back?
Yeah, I like that one. The second one. I wasn't a big fan of the werewolf. There's one scene though I really like towards the end of the movie where the werewolf's feeding on that guy, the drug dealer, and she expects her sister to do it too, and she stops because she can't do it. And she looks at her. It's like I really like that scene. I don't know why.
That was a cool scene. I love the photo montage of them with the suicide.
Oh yeah. That sucked me in the first time I saw it. When I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, this is fucking great."
That editing and the music is so fucking good. The sound design, and then the editor is the guy who directed the second one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have the Scream Factor, Mike?
Yes. Did they put the second and third one out as well, or is it just the first one?
Just the first one, I believe. Because I only have the DVDs. I've looked for Blu-rays, but the Blu-ray has a great documentary.
Yes, it does.
Was Catherine Isabel in all three movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them were. And I was a little disappointed I didn't go to Days of the Dead because I prefer excuse me. I prefer Emily Perkins' character over Catherine Isabel's.
I had a crush on Catherine Isabel, but Emily Perkins is a stronger actress, I think.
Yeah, I liked her character better in the film, all three of them. And I would love to have met her and have my copy signed. But maybe next time.
I'd get my copy of It signed by her.
Yeah, I could have done that too. I'd like to get my It signed, if you know what I mean, from her. Signed from her vagina. Hey, can you sign my penis with your vagina? Yeah, so I haven't even opened the other two, but I have these DVDs. This is full screen. But yeah, these were on Hulu a couple years ago, and I watched both of them back to back. And surprisingly, my wife, who's terrified of werewolves, she loved them. So, got a few other movies. I'm going to watch Howl probably tonight. I've never seen this one.
Never even heard of it.
It was that one directed by David Hayter, the guy who voiced Solid Snake in Metal Gear Solid.
No, it's Paul Hyatt. And then Seth says there's a movie called Big Bad Wolf that's fun, which is also on Prime. So,
wait, Big Bad Wolves, like the Israeli movie? That's not a werewolf movie.
I have no idea.
Big Bad Wolves
is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm like movie the werewolves lately for some I guess it's just because I want to watch The Howling. Because I like The Howling.
That was one of the first reviews I ever did for the Horror Syndicate was for Big Bad Wolves.
Yeah,
that's a great movie.
Wolves or Big Bad Wolf?
That's the one with the Israeli guys kidnap the Palestinian guy and they torture him and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, it drove me nuts. My filmmaker friend Paul told the guy who shot the documentary that I'm in. He's like, you got to see this movie, and he let me borrow it, and I was like, oh my god, like the core of this movie is the joke we did in Long Pig, where they just keep interrupting the death, like when the doorbell rings and shit. I'm like, this is literally identical to the short film I did like 8 years ago, but Big Bad Wolves is like written well and filmed properly, so it's miles ahead of Long Pig, but you know.
Yeah, so Seth, there's a movie called Big Bad Wolf. So there's two different movies. The one you guys are talking about is Wolves, and the one he's talking about he says it's fun.
So no one's going to talk about Cursed? Nobody?
I like that movie.
Well, I saw it in the theater. We actually won the crowd over. We were mocking it openly about half an hour in, and the crowd, eventually they all just started Mystery Science Theatering it by the end of the movie. Everyone in that theater was a packed house. Everybody was so angry at how fucking dumb it was that they all started shouting at the screen. It's the only time in my life I've ever seen it happen, but it was glorious.
Well, that was an example of a studio takeover, right? Wes Craven had a completely different movie that he made, and I guess like the studio were just like, no, we're gonna make it like more focused on like a teen comedy, or not teen comedy, but more like.
Well, David Jeffrey called it a werewolf scream, a failed werewolf scream. He said that's what it reminded him of, and he's not wrong. And I think that movie could have had potential if they didn't do some of the things they did, like flipping off Christina Ricci at one point.
That was so stupid.
That's our cover photo now. Is the bad sign, as my kids call it.
Is it a werewolf flips someone off?
Yeah.
Huh. Yep. That'd be towards the end of the movie. It's okay. I watched it, so I remember. I thought I bought it at one point, but I guess
it could be as bad as Jason or Freddy Glove coming out of the ground and taking a Jason mask down to hell with it.
That was cool.
7th grade Jared loved that moment.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I probably like it too whenever that happened, but I still don't like that movie very much.
What about Big Wolf on Campus, the show? That show was fucking awesome.
What about Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2?
Teen Wolf's good, but they're not horror movies. Seth did a list of the top 25 werewolf movies. Shall we go over them real fast?
Yeah,
sure. Why not?
I didn't know they made 25 of them.
There's 26 total. Actually, they made 25 of the Howling movies. Let's see. All right, are you ready for this?
Were the old Sybil Shepherd taking off her top?
Not Sybil Shepherd.
Sybil
Danning, I believe.
Danning, not Sybil Shepherd.
All right, so number 25 is Night Wolf.
Okay.
Never heard of that. It's from 2010. Then 24 is Cursed.
I mean, it'd be bad if it was called Day Wolf.
Then 23 is The Curse of the Werewolf from 1961.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
22 is Skinwalkers from 06.
Yeah.
That's the one that Hader directed. Skinwalkers.
Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman from 43.
Okay.
The movie Howl that I'll be watching later is number 20. Wolf Cop, should be called Turd Cop, is number 19.
It should be called Day Wolf.
Howling 2 is number 18. Wolves is number 17. Number 16 is Howling 5. That's actually pretty good.
The Freaks?
No, that's 6. The 5 is like a whodunit, and you don't see the werewolf almost at all. But it's a pretty decent movie.
The original Howling. Oh, except there's no Jitsu lady that comes up on screen.
Well, no, okay. Ginger Snaps 2 is number 15. Wolfen is number 14.
Wait, Wolfen's not really a werewolf movie. That's just about wolves.
It's kind of. They talk about the
one from the 80s, right?
Yeah, from 81. It's one of the 3 wolf movies from the 80s.
True story. The first time I saw that movie, I was having a cyst taken out of my ass.
So 13 is Wolf.
AKA Brian's ass cyst.
Ass cyst.
I'll always remember Albert Finney.
Number 12 is Big Bad Wolf from 2006.
Rest in peace, ass.
American Werewolf in Paris, Mike's favorite.
Everyone's favorite.
Number 10 is Werewolf, The Beast Among Us, which I've never seen.
Okay.
Silver Bullet's number 9.
Mm-hmm.
The Wolfman from 1941 is number 8.
That's not a bad movie.
The classic.
That's fair.
Bad Moon's number 7. Ginger Snaps is number 6.
Okay.
Late Phases is number 5. Number 4 is Dog Soldiers.
Yeah.
Number 3 is The Wolfman 2010.
Ooh.
Seth is going to write an article on why that is a good movie.
Wait, I never saw it. Is it that good?
I like it. If you watch the director's cut, it's better.
It's not better than Dog Soldiers, but
everything's better than Dog Soldiers.
Dog Soldiers is amazing.
Number 2 is The Howling, and number 1 is American.
Let me guess what number 1 is going to be.
I just said. Well, go ahead. Go ahead and guess.
Brian's ass.
Huh?
Terrifier.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Terrifier 2, Art the Clown turns into a werewolf.
The Terrifier 2 Indiegogo campaign. That's number 1.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, of course, American Werewolf in London is going to be number 1. That's probably is the best. It has the perfect blend of comedy and horror.
Yeah, it really is. I think that's the part that makes it such an enduring movie, is that the tone is balanced so perfectly.
Yeah.
I wish
serious and scary it is, and then it goes back to it. It's funny because the characters are charming, and the comedy comes from those situations. It's
right.
not.
It doesn't feel forced.
If you want to see something scary, look up the song "Making It" by David Naughton. Yeah. It came out before before American Werewolf in London, and it's extraordinary.
I think American Werewolf in London ended on kind of a poor note. I really wish there was a sequel that took place 20 years later, but in a different country.
Yeah,
that was American.
I'm surprised they didn't
make in Italy.
I'm surprised they didn't make a whole series out of it. They could have
directed by Unzi.
Well, what if they did an American Werewolf in South America? That would have been kooky too.
The South American Werewolf in North America.
Where he battles a chupacabra or something.
He's a Colombian drug cartel lord.
I wonder why though they really didn't literally make more of those movies other than just the Paris movie, because they could have made more, in different countries. Like think about now they could make one in Amsterdam where everybody's high.
I would love to see more werewolf movies.
I would. I'm really digging all the ones I've been watching.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me want to do my own werewolf story.
I think that I think there's too many werewolf movies, so there's not enough zombie movies.
No, you're absolutely right.
Well, that's because The Walking Dead took all the fucking steam. There's 5 zombie movies. Everything else is TV shows. It's such a bitch,
It's 4 zombie movies, okay, not 5.
Well, you have the original Night of the Living Dead that Tom Savini directed, and then, or did the 3D one come first? I can't remember. And then there's Zombieland, Train to Busan, and what other zombie movie is there? Pretty much just The Walking Dead, the movie.
Oh, and then don't forget that one movie with Billy Connolly, that zombie movie, Boondock Saints.
The Dead. There's that movie. That movie's garbage though.
What was that Australian movie with the zombies?
Undead, all the aliens.
Yeah.
Undead. That was a great movie. Those guys just directed. They just did a movie recently that I was really surprised. I'm like, oh shit, they're still doing stuff.
Oh, the Shurig brothers.
Yeah, what did they just do? Something big that was popular.
I know they did that Daywalkers with Ethan Hawke, but that was a few years back.
Daywalkers is awesome. I love that movie.
Sprague brothers. Yeah, Undead was amazing.
Daybreakers.
Was it Daybreakers?
No, it was Spring Breakers. You're gonna get movies mixed up, guys.
It's Daybreakers.
Yeah. It's Spring Quakers. All right.
Spring Quakers.
Spring
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Do you see a lot of Amish?
Yeah, special features. It's rare. Yeah, I'm gonna move on to vampire movies next, as I try to climb through 500 horror movies this year. I'm on 272, guys. Just saying.
Mike, do you see a lot of Amish where you're at?
Yeah, I run into them on occasion.
How do you get around them on the road?
Hope that there's no one in the opposing lane of traffic coming around the corner. It's a real problem here. They cause a lot of accidents.
Yeah.
Oh, the Sprague brothers did Jigsaw, and then they did that Winchester film with Helen Mirren.
They did Jigsaw?
Looks like it.
I didn't see that one. Was that one good?
Maybe one of the brothers did it.
Jigsaw? It was just another Saw movie.
I don't think I want to buy it. I think I'm going to look for a site to download it from. Okay.
Yeah, they did that Helen Mirren one, Winchester. That ghost movie.
Oh, the Winchester. Just FYI, everyone, that's a joke. I don't pirate movies.
She's also in Cats.
Helen Mirren is in Cats, and
Just
that movie looks fucking crazy. I heard Lion King sucked, but we won't go into Disney.
I heard that too. I'm supposed to take my kids and my niece and nephew to see that on Tuesday, and I really don't want to.
You should just sit there like this the entire time.
I might let them stay.
I saw it in the theater 20 years ago. I don't need to watch it again.
That's how I feel. I actually love the animated version of The Lion King. I don't need to see the CGI animated version of The Lion King at all.
I don't think that realistic animals work.
I don't either. That's one of the things I keep trying to tell my kids. It's like, I don't want to watch these animals talk when their mouths can't move that way.
Yeah, and how come we never see the animals eat anything?
Because it's the circle of life.
The circle
I never understood that. All the animals were like, "Let's worship this child." It's like he's gonna eat you.
Yes. Did you ever see that video?
There's no reverence here. They fucking.
There's a video about that. I think it's an honest trailer about the Lion King, and they sing the song, but it's like about him, eating all of them. I'm gonna look it up. It's hilarious.
Is it called Eating That Pussy?
Yes.
Because they're lions. Not everyone laugh at one time.
Brian, you got me on that one. Okay.
I don't know where we're at.
Well, that's loud.
Before there was Frozen.
Okay. Before there was Frozen. Everybody watch this. Now, but eventually. I thought this was hilarious. It's all charming. It's almost like a dog slapping you in the face. That's me, guys. That's me.
A dong?
Holy shit.
So anyway, anything else we want to
say
cover?
A dog or a dong?
Get off here tonight. Mike, what's going on with
What's that?
the Doomsday? What happened?
Oh,
with that?
yes. We had a screening of
The Doomsday theatrical
here
release.
in Centropolis in Lancaster County. And we had a pretty decent turnout. I think there was like 24, 25 people, which for a Tuesday night at 6 p.m. is not bad.
No.
Everyone was really into the movie, and then right as, spoiler, the mom put some bullets in a gun, the power went out.
Oh.
And so, to their credit, everyone stayed for almost 45 minutes afterwards, hoping the power would come back on, but it didn't. And I was like up on the stage, and I'm like in the dark, and I'm like, "Hey guys, this is probably the worst hard sell I've ever given. But if you want to see how the movie ends, the Blu-ray's for sale in the lobby."
Did anyone buy it? Anyone buy the Blu-ray?
I sold 5 copies, but
There's
what
a
they did
Blu-ray sale on
streamingleasing.com. They gave out free movie passes to everybody, so we're rescheduling it, I think, for the 30th, cool. Which is the day before I leave for Scares to Care, which is not cool because I have no time. But I'm hoping, I'm not going to go and promote the screening like I did the other one again. So I'm just hoping that the people that came that didn't buy a copy just come and watch it because they were all really into it. And it was, it was a good crowd. It was cool,
I'd like to see that with a crowd.
Very cool.
And then we have
I'd really like to see that with a crowd.
31st at the Circle Drive-In in Scranton, PA. They're doing a Silent Night, Deadly Night, and White Doomsday is a double feature. But I will unfortunately not be there for that because I'll be at Scares the Care.
Scranton. Where have I heard that before?
Scranton from The Office. Michael Scott's actually a special guest.
It must be across the street from Dunder Mifflin.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I was joking. I know.
No, right. It's well, you're not in PA, but it's right near Pawnee.
That's in Indiana.
No, there's a Pawnee, Pennsylvania too.
There's a Pawnee, There's a Pawnee, Illinois too.
It's next to Scranton.
Are there any parks?
That's too bad they didn't make Pawnee, Indiana, Parks and Rec in Pennsylvania. Okay.
Well, since we're talking about comedy shows, my name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, at Twitter, or I don't know, what am I saying? At Brian Enright, the Horror Jew, on Instagram and Twitter. And thank you for joining us tonight. Up next is Jared Letourneau. Jared, where can we find you?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at zombie_survivor. See you guys next time.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared. Up next, since Ray Merrick has the title, it's just regular Mike Lombardo. Regular Mike Lombardo, where can we find you?
It's good to be back, in the normal world.
What's up right now?
You can find me at Scares the Care in Williamsburg, Virginia. At the end of the month, I'll be running the film festival there and selling copies of White Doomsday on Blu-ray, which you can also buy at ScreamTeamReleasing.com, and you can also get a cool White Doomsday VHS tape on that site as well, and T-shirts. And you can do that so I can pay my rent. And you can find me at RealSpotter.com. REL, like a real film. Back to you.
Why's it got to be a White Doomsday? And last but not least, we have our award-winning director and creator and owner of the Horror Syndicate, Ray Merrick. Ray, good evening. I mean, tell us about yourself. I mean,
so please go to Kickstarter and back Stellar Odyssey on Kickstarter. Is I co-wrote with Brian Hawkins and Brock Nicholson, art by Jay Sloan, Flavio Rodriguez, and Dino Agor. But seriously, please check that out. Go to Rage of Razor on YouTube and follow that channel, as I will do other things that are not horror related, because I like other things that are not horror related also. Horror, it's more horror related. But that's all I got. Thanks for joining us this evening. Thanks for following the Horror Syndicate.
All right, and thank you very much.
ScreamTeamReleasing.com. Go buy a copy of Doomsday.
Please buy a copy of White Doomsday and whatever you find on ScreamTeamReleasing.com. It's got plenty of titles right now. I know Bong of the Living Dead just announced that they're on video on demand now, so congratulations to that. If you just are not able to see the copy from Scream Team Releasing, they also have it available on video on demand. But more importantly, I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday. It's there. It's available. Help a brother out. Thank you for watching.
It's a good movie,
too. Thank you for watching tonight, and everyone have a good night.
Excellent movie. Excellent seafood.